Yo, it's your boy Dre the Don, and as you can see, we in the junk shed again, the junkyard house thingy again, and I got the fan on because it's fucking scorching out here. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm trying to talk as loudly as I can over the fan. Um, but today I'm gonna do something just because I miss basketball so much, and I need it back. Even though we got the exhibition game tonight, the Team USA exhibition game tonight, and I'm very eager to see that, especially my man Anthony Davis. I want to see if Boogie Cousins is gonna play tonight. I think Derrick Rose is playing tonight. Um, I want to see what this team can do. I think this team could do something. Very eager to see what they do. But I'm just gonna pretty much give my playoff predictions for next season. I know it's very early, a little too early, very early to be doing this, but I'm gonna kind of do it. First, I'm gonna deal with the Eastern Conference. The top 8 teams in the Eastern Conference has changed a lot now. With this just being just flipped it around, just really flipped it around. I mean, with LeBron leaving Miami and going to Cleveland, who would not even be close, and also getting Kevin Love, Cleveland, who would not even be close, wouldn't even make they didn't even make the playoffs for like since LeBron's been there the first time, and for them to make the playoffs this time is just like crazy. They're gonna make the playoffs if you. They're gonna make the playoffs, barring they don't have a Laker, Dwight Howard, Kobe debacle where they just fucking fall apart. They're in the East. Even then, they could make the playoffs. They're gonna make the playoffs. The Bulls getting Derrick Rose back, acquiring Pau Gasol. I mean, Joakim Noah becoming a better player, having a solid foundation around those guys, having one of the best coaches in the league. I mean, everything's just working out for these guys, and the Bulls are really kind of my favorite to win the East next year. With the Indiana Pacers, where they were the top seed in the East, I'm picking that they won't even make the playoffs next year. Losing Lance Stevenson to free agency, losing Paul George to injury in the Olympics. I mean, not the Olympics, but in the World Cup, the basketball World Cup. I mean, just devastating blows. Their two best players gone just like that. I mean, if I'm a Pacers fan, I don't know what their mindset is. Mine would just be like, oh, this is just. I'm gonna be being a Laker fan. That's kind of my thing. It's just like, whoa, just everything is just going wrong for us. Um, but you got teams like the Wizards and the Raptors who want to come up. I still think the Miami Heat are gonna be a good. They're gonna be in there to win the East. They're still gonna be a great team. They got Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. They acquired Luol Deng. They kept their other core guys like Haslam, Birdman, those guys. They acquired Danny Granger. Two great defenders in Granger and Deng. I mean, they're gonna be pretty good. And they played the 3 spot. Both two great defenders who played the 3 spot, which is LeBron's spot, which is gonna be very interesting if we get a Miami and Cavaliers series. The game on Christmas is gonna be very interesting, but if we get a series, it's gonna be very interesting. My sleep. I'm gonna just give my top 8 in the East. My 1 seed is gonna be the Chicago Bulls. I already went over that. They got Derrick Rose. They got Pau Gasol. They got one of the best coaches in the league in Thibodeau. Great supporting cast around those guys. Cleveland Cavaliers is my number 2 pick. They got LeBron. They got Kevin Love. They got Kyrie Irving. They got Dion Waiters is a solid player. They got Tristan Thompson is a pretty good player. The coach is, I don't know how he's gonna do, but I don't even think Mike D'Antoni can fuck this one up. LeBron, Kevin Love, well, he fucked Kobe and Dwight up, but it's really hard to mess this up, man, with LeBron and Kevin Love and Kyrie and having a pretty good supporting cast around them. A lot of people saying they're too young. Yeah. I think bringing in guys like Mike Miller and Sean Marion will kind of level that out of the being young and being. It will kind of level it out. My third seed is a team that really came up last year, especially in the playoffs, the Washington Wizards. The best backcourt in the NBA. Jalen Rose is nicknamed them Hustle and Flow. Bradley Beal, John Wall. I've been a fan of John Wall and Bradley Beal since they were in college. Great players. They lost the reason, but they gained Paul Pierce the truth. He's not 2005, 2006, 2008, 2007 Paul Pierce, but he is still the mother effing truth. He's still a good player. And I hate him because I'm a Lakers fan. He was a Celtic, but he's a good player though. They still got Nene and Gortat. That's gonna be really a huge thing for them to have two great big men, two great guards, a future Hall of Famer at the small forward position. They're not really outdated. It's not like with the Nets where like everyone's old except for like Brook Lopez. They got a good team. The Miami Heat, I'm actually picking for the 4th seed, and I think this is my flat out opinion. I think I never go against Dwayne Wade. I think Dwayne Wade is kind of glad that LeBron left. I think he's saying now I can show people that I still have it. I don't have to hide behind LeBron and all that. And I know this video is ghetto as fuck. I don't give a fuck. He's gonna be like, I don't have to hide behind LeBron. I can be the man again in Miami. And a lot of people, real Miami Heat fans, they thought Wade's the man anyway. But he can be the man. He can be the #1 guy. I think Chris Bosh is going to come back, and he's going to have a great season. He's going to go back to his 22-10. Dean, I just went over those guys, all the guys that the Heat got, man. I think they're going to have a pretty good series. And I think Spo's a pretty good coach. Next, the Raptors. They've gotten a little playoff experience under their belts. Kyle Lowry's back on board. DeMar DeRozan's a great player. He's like one of the best shooting guards in the game. With Kobe and Wade getting older, he's going to probably be number 2 or 3, number 1 or 2 shooting guard in the league. They got, what's the guy that dunker? Terrence Ross. They got, they're bringing back a nice group of young guys. They got a good coach. Raptors should be a problem. This is my sleeper for the 6th seed in the East, the New York Knicks. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they didn't make the playoff. They didn't. Who did they gain? Who did they gain?" I think Carmelo Anthony is going to fucking have a MVP. I think he is going to pull a season out of his ass. I think this is going to be Carmelo Anthony's best season. I think Carmelo Anthony is going to win the NBA MVP this year. That's my prediction. I think even getting the 6th seed, only getting the 6th seed, I think he is going to pull the best season. I'm saying he's going to pull out a Kobe Bryant 2005 averaging 35 a game type year. I think Melo is going to come out guns a-blazing, wanting to make the playoffs, want to drive, saying this East is weak. The Heat, we don't know what they're going to do without LeBron. LeBron's with a new team. Paul George I really think this is his mindset. Paul George is gone. Derrick Rose, you never know what you're going to give with the Bulls. We can win. We can go to the finals. I really think Melo is thinking that. But I don't think it's going to happen. But I really think he's really thinking like these teams, none of these teams is like ironclad. Like we can beat these teams. After that, another team that kind of made a spark, mostly on the part of the Pacers, just stinking it up, the Atlanta Hawks. A young team, a weird kind of built team. Their coach is a spawn of Popovich. They have a very good team. Not very good, but they have a good team. They got one of the best point guards in the league, and I'm saying that because I watch basketball. I don't just go on names and say, "Oh, Rondo's the best because he played on a championship team." Jeff Teague is one of the best point guards in the NBA. He's better than Rajon Rondo. This kid is fast. He can play defense. He can score. He can set people up. It's nothing that Jeff Teague cannot do that a point guard is supposed to do. This guy is a great player. Hopefully Al Horford can be back next year. If Al Horford is back, I really think they could probably exceed my expectations of being a 7th seed. I really think this team can really do something. The 8th seed. Lance Stephenson is with the Charlotte Hornets. They were the Charlotte Bobcats last year. It's their first year back to being the Charlotte Hornets. Lance Stephenson, a good player. In another play, he's solid at every aspect of the game. There's no weaknesses that he has. Maybe man, people get in his head as his weakness, but I'm talking skill wise, he has no weakness. He's good at everything. Lance Stephenson, he's only gonna get better. He's like 23. Lance is only gonna get better. Kemba Walker, Cardiac Kemba, y'all know his name. Y'all know his resume at UConn. National champion. I think they won national champion. Kemba's the man. I knew he's gonna be like John Wall, kind of late on it, but he's gonna be a top player in this league in the next 2-3 years. Then you got Big Al Jefferson, great big man, one of the best big men in the league, one of the top 5 centers in the league, unstoppable. Sometime, just a big guy who's gonna be hard to stop. They got a solid bench. They got a solid coach. Michael Jordan's involved with their team, so that's got to be something good. Even though he has a shitty resume of picking players and drafting players, he's still Michael Jordan, and he's involved with this team, and he could come back at any moment. But that's the Eastern Conference. Not really sold on who's gonna win because you don't know yet. The season hasn't even started, so that's just my prediction. My top 8. As of right now. Western Conference. Not much has really changed. Kobe will be back next year, which we will get to later. Kevin Love left, which is another contender for a playoff spot, is gone. Mark Jackson's not the coach of the Golden State Warriors anymore, which I will get to later. Memphis Grizzlies acquired Vince Carter. They still have Tayshaun Prince, I think. Zebo's back on board. Gasol's healthy. Okay. I really like them. The Trailblazers have gotten a little experience under their belts. They're going to be deadly. The Clippers got a new owner. They can get all that other bullshit aside and move that aside. I'm picking the number 1 seed, and I had a lot of confliction with the top 3 seeds. I'm picking the Spurs to be the number 1 seed once again, and that is because they have not lost anyone. The Spurs literally didn't lose not one player from their roster. They literally brought back the same exact identical roster that they had when they won the championship just in June. This is scary. I'm not one of those people like, I can't see anyone beating them. I could see teams beating them, but it's going to be pretty fucking hard. Another team who I thought I would pick them, the next team I would pick over the Spurs if they would have made any moves, but the Oklahoma City Thunder, their GMs are just fucking cocky. I think Durant's gone when his contract is up. If they don't win a title, I think he's gone, because their GMs just don't give a fuck about putting paws around Westbrook and Durant, trying to get guys. They just don't give a fuck. They got rid of Harden. They just, we don't need Harden. We'll make another Harden. Like they're just super cocky that they have Kevin Durant and Westbrook. They just don't. I mean, they just come off cocky to me. Maybe it's just me, but they just come off cocky. They don't try to get them any help. OKC has one of the worst benches out of all the top teams. I mean, Jeremy Lamb is just fucking horrible, man. Jalen Rose and Bill Simmons actually joke. I could come back and play play for the Thunder and sit in the corner and shoot threes. That's all, and that's literally all Jeremy Lamb does, man. Like, and he sucks. And like DeAndre Liggins, he used to play for him. He sucked. I think he just, I don't know what it is with OKC's bench. It's horrible. I think Scotty Brooks is a pretty good coach. Now we got the LA Clippers. They lost Darren Collison, who's Chris Paul's backup, who really played some big minutes for them while Chris Paul was hurt. I can't really think of who their other backup is now that he's gone. You have they pretty much brought back their same team too. They lost Granger, who really wasn't really a big piece of the pie for them. The Clippers, if Blake Griffin steps up in the playoffs, they could win the East. They could win the West if Blake Griffin steps up in the playoffs. But I don't think he will. I don't think, and he's just like Dwight. And I just always will think this about Dwight and Blake Griffin. They're just not threats. Even if Dwight goes off for 50 points, you're just like, okay, we can still beat him. If Kobe goes off, or Kobe, or LeBron, or Melo, or Durant, or Westbrook go out for 15, or even Kevin Love go out for 50-some points, you're like, oh my God, we're in trouble. When Dwight or Blake Griffin goes off for that many points, you're just like, okay, we can still beat them. Because their points just don't mean as much. It's just not devastating. Like, I don't know what it is about those two, man, but if Blake Griffin learns how to be one of those devastating players who you're scared of and you're afraid is going to destroy you, maybe the Clippers could win the West. Why I keep saying East? Another team who's just like the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a horrible bench. Their bench is a little better. Their supporting cast is a little better. The Portland Trailblazers is my 4th seed. The Clippers are my 3rd seed, by the way. Their bench is just horrible. They have 2 of the best top 10 players in the league, but their bench is just horrible. I was just looking at their bench today. It was just like, wow, look at these guys. I don't even know any of these guys. And they're young, 2 super young guys, draft picks from like the last 2 years. I see them, they could get out of the first round, but I don't see anything past that. You know, they got 2 great players. They have a pretty good coach. Yeah, nothing special. Nothing amazing. They're 2 special players, 2 amazing players, but the team's just not amazing. The Memphis Grizzlies, my 5th seed. Very scary team for anyone. 2 post-up guys. They can match Duncan and Splitter. They can beat Splitter, actually. 2 post-up guys. You got Vince Carter, who played a pretty good series against them, against the Spurs. They gained him. Tayshaun's still there. He's always a problem on defense. They got Mike Conley, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. I mean, the Grizzlies should really do something. Their coaches turned out to be pretty good, you know. Houston Rockets, my next team, the 6th seed. I think they will drop on them shitting on their team. Dwight Howard and James Harden shitting on their teammates. Losing Chandler Parsons, losing Jeremy Lin. Losing 2 starters is never good. You know, now Jeremy Lin came off the bench actually. Pat Beverly actually started, but Lin was their offense on point guard. Like, Pat Beverly might hit a 3 or something, but he's just not offensive. You know, he can play defense though. Next team, the 7th seed, the Dallas Mavericks. I had a lot of confliction doing this pick. It was either Dallas or Golden State. And I was really like, man, who's gonna make it? I really don't. I'm picking Dallas because they have Dirk Nowitzki. But I think one of these teams is gonna make it and one's not. I don't think Dallas and Golden State are gonna make the playoffs because I'm opening up. Dallas got Raymond Felton. You know what? Golden State's gonna make the playoffs at the 7th seed. Dallas is not gonna make the playoffs. Losing their point guard is just too much for me. Even though they have Dirk Nowitzki, losing their point guard is just too much for me. They don't have this. Raymond Felton's their fucking point guard. This guy's a fucking bomb. And unless he comes back with a great season, they're fucked. I don't care if they have Dirk. I think Melo's a better player than Dirk at this point. I think Tyler Chandler is fucking washed. They brought back, they actually, like, they gave Dirk the Knicks. Like, him and Melo kind of traded teams. It's like, wow, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think Dallas is going to make the playoffs. My AC, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They might say, oh, you just a fan. The Los Angeles Lakers are going to make the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. This is not fan talking. This is just me being, I'm a fan of Kobe. I'm a Lakers fan, but this is not the fan part of me talking. This is just me saying, damn, you cannot it's just like I did with Wade. You cannot underestimate Kobe Bryant. I think this dude is going to come back with a fucking amazing season. And I think he's going to wheel this team to the playoffs. And also, I don't think the supporting cast around him is that bad. I think Jeremy Lin could go off and have a hot season and average 20-8 or something. I think Julius Randle could come and have a Rookie of the Year season and average a double-double, 18 points and 11 rebounds. I think Jordan Hill could go off. A lot of these guys can score. Xavier Henry, Swaggy P, they have guys who can score. I don't see why people say, oh, they're horrible. Look at Portland's bench. Portland's bench is horrible. But since they have two-star players, oh, they're good. Their bench is fucking horrible. The Lakers bench is way better than Portland Trail Blazers bench. The Lakers bench is better than most teams' bench. I mean, I really think this team is going to make the playoffs. I think Kobe's going to wheel his team. He just has too much fight in his soul, in his heart, to miss the playoffs. On his year back, I really do. Barring he doesn't get injured again, if Kobe is 100% healthy and he can maintain and keep his body in shape, just like Dwayne Wade, I think that the Heat and the Lakers can make the playoffs. I think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. I think the Heat are going to make the playoffs because I do not bet against Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade. These two guys are warriors. They're still better than James Harden. They're the two best shooting guards in the league. Fuck James Harden. I heard him say some shit, he better than LeBron or some shit like. But I really think that they are going to make the playoffs. Again, my top 8 seeds in the East: Bulls, Cavaliers, Wizards, Heat, Raptors, Knicks, Hawks, Hornets. My top seeds in the West: Spurs, Thunder, Clippers, Trailblazers, Grizzlies, Rockets, Warriors, and last but not least, the Los Angeles fucking Lakers. I know this is a long video, but I had to do a video because I just was feeling lonely without NBA. I'm about to get NFL and college football back, so that's gonna be great. But until the next time, your boy Dre Dunn, peace.